Hey everybody, we've got everything ready for our little pop-up sale tomorrow, and I wanted to take you on a little walk around so you can kind of know exactly where everything is. It'll speed things up, and it also gives you an idea of what we actually have on offer. So all of our pottery and our metalwork is going to be on sale, and we do have a good bit of it up here against the barn, so you can check that stuff out. We're also selling some of our extra large bags. Those are only $5. They're like 4 feet by 4 feet by 4 feet. Plus they kind of have an extra, I think it's like a 3-foot kind of lip on them as well. So those are really great for garden cleanup and that type of thing. So you're welcome to help yourself to some of those. Those are what our soil bags, our soil comes in. So we have a bunch of those just from the soil. Once you're inside, greenhouse 1 is going to be mostly like hydrangeas for the most part. So we have almost every variety in here. There are more hydrangeas in the front. There's a couple in 2, there's a couple in 3, and then there's also our mystery hydrangea section. So there's a lot of places to find hydrangeas, but if you're looking for hydrangeas, probably start in 1 because that's where most of them are. We have trimmed a lot of them back already, so they're ready for kind of put them in the ground, and then you don't have to do any pruning on them at all. So let me show you this next section. So everything in this aisle is going to be discounted. Like these gloves are only $5. This is one of my favorites. This is the Handy Camel. They're almost like chip clips for your garden. So we use them a lot for our fertilizers and different products that we need to store. Stacy even put little treats in there. Anyway, and then we also have some of our macrophylla hydrangeas are on sale for 50% off. So this is the Cherry Explosion. So this is one that you can get it to turn purple if you change the acidity of the soil, but those are half off, as well as all of the endless summer varieties. So those are easy to spot because they're in these blue pots. So look for the blue pots. You'll know that they're half off. We have the Twist and Shout, Summer Crush, Bloomstruck, and Original. So a couple different varieties. There's also a lot of containers that are half off as well. So let me take you now down through here, and let's head into greenhouse 2. This is where there's a lot of hydrangeas. Hydrangeas and perennials. So like here we do have some of the ferns. Now if you're looking for especially big discounts on things, look for these orange flags that we've put up. So this is going to let you know that that item is on sale. So right here we have a lot of different varieties of daisies. So those are only $10. $10 for penstemon, and so these are the ones with the beautiful purple red leaves and then a beautiful white flower as well. And then we'll pop on down here the Physogia. I can't remember how to say that one. That one did really well in the pot this year. Sorry if you can't see it. So that's only $10. And then down here, this is one of our $5 per plant sections. So these are going to be super discounts and super good deals. Now the ones that are $5 oftentimes are going to be the plants that either are maybe a higher zone, so we don't want to have them in the nursery pots over the winter, or maybe they're a variety that we're kind of moving away from, or they might be plants that maybe are just a little sluggish this year. So we want to kind of get them into the ground so that they don't have to go through another winter. We do have a really good deal going on some of the hens and chicks in the Ajuga. These are ground covers, and then there's some different sedums or stonecrop, I think those are right there. So those will be discounted. And then let's just head back out over here. I'm going to take you back into the hallway. So again, any of the items on here, like the ceramic pottery, and then these specific containers are going to be half off. This table, though, is kind of the big table of $5 perennials. So you can get these. These are the Igloo, yellow Igloo mums. These get really, really large. Now they're small this year, and there's a reason for that. We had put them in a really shady spot, and by the time we realized that it was too shady for them, it was too late. So even with that abuse, they still flowered, but normally they're about 6 times the size of what you see. So you're gonna wanna leave room for them in the garden. We also have some of these Mammoth Mums. That's the yellow quill, also $5. Some delphinium, sage, butterfly weed, all kinds of different plants in here. So you just wanna kind of tool around and see which ones there are. This is kind of an interesting astilbe. This is one where the leaves are a chartreuse green in the springtime, and then they get darker as the summer goes on, but it does get a pink flower as well. So something to check out. And then back over here, we have a couple more hydrangeas. These are the wee bit grumpy. So this is a macrophylla. This is one where the only pruning you do is cutting off the flowers. This is a really compact variety, but look at the beautiful blooms. They're a really dark colored flower. And this is a zone 5. So that's part of the reason why we have it on sale. It's half off, simply because we want to see this in the ground. We don't want to try to winter it over in a pot if we don't have to, just because it's a higher zone and it does need that little bit of protection, and the nursery pot doesn't provide that. Then down here, these are all of the different Invincible lace hydrangeas. And Invincible lace is a little bit different than our regular hydrangeas. It has this other kind of flower. So you can see the center part, these are going to be more of the pollen-rich flowers, and then these are more decorative flowers around the edge, which is the opposite of what our hybridized hydrangeas have now. You know, it's kind of the opposite, where it's less pollen and more decorative. But you can see it's got a really nice big flower head. This had a nice delicate halo of flower around it as well. And then the bees and pollinators went crazy for this one. So, and this is an arborescent, so that's all you do is cut it down to 6 inches in the fall or in the early spring, and then it kind of does its own thing. This was one of the first plants to kind of come up of all the hydrangeas, and it was one of the first hydrangeas to flower as well. So it's a nice early one. And then over here, another $5 table. So let me give you a little tour of these. The Eupatorium, that's a nice kind of part sun variety, and I just really like the pom-pom kind of flowers in there. There's also a couple of mystery grasses in there. That means we don't know the variety. Anything labeled mystery means we don't know the exact variety, but we do know a little bit about it, so we know what kind of plant it is. This is a Veronica, another mystery Veronica, and this one gets really tall compared to some of the other ones, and this is kind of a remaining flower head on it. They're white flowers on this one. It's a pretty nice one. Some more Salvia, and then this is a perennial geranium, some of the painted daisy. This is a toad lily, which has a really beautiful flower on it, if I can get it to focus. There we go. I absolutely love this one. Now this is a zone 5, so it's a little bit tender. We don't want to keep it in the nursery pot. We'd like to get it in the ground. Have one monkshood left as well. And then this is greenhouse 3. And here, this is where you're going to find these butterfly bushes in the 3-gallon. These are only $20, which you're not going to probably find a butterfly bush this size for that price. So it's a really pretty good deal. And then down over there, sorry, we're kind of out here, these are going to be more of those endless summer hydrangeas. So those are all half off. So all the blue pots that you see there, and actually that big one there in the grow bag, is also half off. So some good deals there. We also have some more plants back in greenhouse 3.5. Not a whole lot. We do have some construction going on here, so I apologize for that. So we will be opening between 11 and 2 Saturday, October 15th, so do stop by. I have a couple more things to show you. So I'm going to head over here into greenhouse 4. This is where we have some of the little bit more shade-loving plants. So let me turn this around and give you a little eye on these. So we have a lot of heucheras over here, and then there's also some Brunera. That's a great alternative to hostas because the deer don't eat them. Some Ligularia, and then lots of heucheras too. That's the one with the great leaf colors. And then they, also known as corabels, they get those beautiful flowers on them as well. Now through here into greenhouse 5, we do have 3 houseplant baskets left. So this one here is a Wandering Jew. This is a really common houseplant. We're gonna give you can have this one for $5. These here are some Bridal Veil. I looked online, a lot of people have it as a houseplant. I've never grown it indoors, but those are only $5 as well. And then also here is our ivy and our vinca. Those are gonna all be $2 each, and that's a 4.5-inch pot. So go ahead, these will all work as kind of ground covers, so you can plant them and then they'll kind of take over a little space. And then another $5 perennial section. So I think it's pronounced Agastache. So the Agastache or hummingbird mint, that's still in bloom. But you know, of course, once it gets outside, it's probably going to get nipped by the cold in the next couple days or so. So it might not look quite this good once you plant it, but this has been a really great plant for us. It's also a zone 5. We do have some of the blue Lobelia, only $5. Yarrow, $5. This is some of the red Lobelia. That's only $5, and the $5 for these are the 5.5-inch pots, because we do have some in bigger pots. Those aren't for at a discount. And then some of the remaining Echinacea, those are going to also be $2 off per plant. So some of those are going to drop down to like $7. Some of them are a little bit more. There's some Scabiosa in there. That's still flowering, still going. These are some of the Salvia varieties that we have. Fall sunflowers still going. Heleniums are still going. I love all the beautiful flowers on those. Gaillardia still in bloom. Looks great. Now I'm going to take you over here. It's kind of way back in the corner, but there are some delphiniums back here. These are the beautiful pink and blue flowered ones. So these are going to only be $5 as well. So that's a pretty good deal for those. Those get nice and tall. Most of them do anyway. Now, these are some of our mystery hydrangeas. I'll tell you more about those in a second. But first I want to tell you, we do have just a couple of the variegated grass on sale. And then also, this is the bush clematis. This is only $15 each. So this is a nice addition to the garden, and that's a really good price for a bush clematis. Those tend to be quite pricey at most places. So now back to these hydrangeas. So these are some of the macrophylla varieties that we have. We don't know the exact variety on these, so they're called mystery hydrangeas. They're deeply discounted right now. So the mystery hydrangeas are going to be between $20 and $40, or $25 and $40. So they're going to be joining their partners right over here. And so there's a couple different varieties. So there's panicle and arborescent in here. From here, you can definitely see the difference. The ones that have those green leaves, those are all arborescent varieties. Those are the ones that you're going to cut back either in the fall or the spring. And even in these big grow bags, we're selling those for only $40. Those are normally $85 or $88. These are panicle varieties. So these are deeply discounted. So really beautiful plants. There's also a couple of ones in their nursery cans that we don't necessarily know the varieties. So those are only $25. Now over here, we have what we're calling the grumpy irises. So these are irises that for some reason just didn't wake up this year very well. They kind of did a little something. Make us an offer and take some of these home and try them. Hopefully you can have better luck with these. They're good varieties of irises, so we're not sure what happened. All of our irises were really sluggish this year, so these were the most sluggish of the sluggish. So hopefully next year we're going to see a real rebound on those. Also have some Arborvitae on sale. And then over here, this is going to be kind of the magic area, because these are all the shrubs that are discounted. So there's a section right in front here, and that entire wagon, these are all filled with different shrubs that are on sale. There's a couple of them in there for $5. In fact, there's quite a few for $5. There's $10, and they go up from there. So lots of options there. And then when we come down over here, we do have all of our berries and grapes. Those are half off as well. So you can get Saskatoons, you can get some of these smaller grapes here, and then there's also some raspberries and blackberries. So half off for all of those. So of course it's just starting to rain right now. Hopefully we have a little better weather for tomorrow, so it can rain all at once tonight as long as it's a little bit better tomorrow. The other thing that I do want to tell you about though is we do have just a couple of fruit trees for sale. Some apples, some mystery apples and other fruits, and they're only $45. Some of them, I think we might even have some $30 crab apples up there as well. So really great price on those. And if you want to know which ones those are, they're going to be in rows 1, 2, and 3. And they're going to be marked with these bright green kind of ribbons on them, and then they also have a sale sticker down at the bottom. So that's going to let you know the price, and it's going to let you know which ones they are. So they're kind of scattered in those 3 rows, but there are a couple of them in there. But like last year we had, I think, 45 of them. This year, not nearly as many, like maybe a dozen, probably less. I think it's a lot less than a dozen even. So if you're coming for apple trees and you really want a good deal, this isn't the year for that. We just don't have a lot of mystery apples this year, and I'm grateful for that, but I know a lot of you are going to be disappointed to hear that. But I hope to see you guys all again. It's 11 to 2 tomorrow. If you're available, come on out. It's always fun, I think, for people to kind of see this place this time of year because it looks so different than it does other times. I mean, you never get to see empty benches at Netta's. We try to keep everything so full. So hey, hope to see you guys tomorrow. And if not, have a great season. We're going to continue with the videos, and we're going to start announcing some of the new varieties of annuals over the next couple months as well, because we have some really extraordinary new varieties for next spring. So talk to you guys all very, very soon.